undergraduate program selected Jacob Wren to be the graduate who has the last word on behalf of their class. Jake is from Jackson, Missouri, where he graduated from Jackson High School in 2009. While attending Mizzou, Jake has been an active member of Lambda Chi Alpha fraternity. He served in many roles in that fraternity that were leadership roles, such as philanthropy chair, vice president, standards chairman, ritualist, and has been a member of the executive committee of that fraternity for 4 consecutive years. As Greek Week director in 2012, he organized a month-long philanthropy initiative that raised over $140,000, which was donated to 14 nonprofit beneficiaries. We could use you in the School of Nursing in our development office. Jake was selected to be one of the members of Greek Week royalty in 2013 and was Lambda Chi Alpha's Brother of the Year for 4 consecutive years. He has been a member of the University of Missouri Collegiate Scholars since 2012 and served on the Mizzou Outreach Recruitment Team. He has been a student ambassador for the Arts and Science Academic Advising since 2010 and has volunteered for our School of Nursing Simulation Center. In addition, Jake has volunteered at Cedar Creek Therapeutic Riding Center, worked as a nurse extern and a certified nursing assistant. He has been on the Dean's List for 8 semesters, received the Carrie Sedukam Memorial Scholarship in 2013, and was awarded the Interfraternity Council Man of Service Scholarship. Last but not least, Jake was voted Campus Cutie. Campus Cutie of the Month by Her Campus in 2011. Following graduation, Jake has a position in the Surgical Trauma ICU at St. Francis Medical Center in Cape Girardeau.
Thank you, Dina. I wasn't expecting the Campus Cutie to be announced, but good evening, everybody. I would first like to send a warm welcome and thank you to all the family members, loved ones, and friends who are here to support the graduates today. Thank you for all of your faith, support, and love that you've given us over the past 2 years. I know I, along with the rest of the graduates, would probably not be here if it weren't for those kind things that you've done for us over the past 2 years. So, to my fellow graduates, I promised you a laugh, and so this graduation speech is not going to be your typical graduation speech, but without further ado, I present to you some That Moment When nursing student moments. Side note, I do have some that are specifically for my male nurses or nurses, but let's begin. Do you all remember when that moment we received our nursing school letter of acceptance? And to my fellow nurses, that moment when we first came into class on the first day and thought to ourselves, yeah, we get to sit in a classroom full of women. And 2 years later, we're thinking, get me out of this classroom full of women. What about that moment when we had 3 tests in 3 days this semester? And on top of it, we had the 5th semester banquet right before a pharmacology test. Needless to say, it wasn't very relaxing. What about that moment in nursing skills when we would drop a sterile glove onto a contaminated surface and have to say, freeze, I'm contaminated? Or that ever so common moment during 5th semester when we'd hear Gretchen say, you owe me time in the lab. How about that exciting moment when you finally see the word assess on a potential answer on the nursing test? That's assess, assess, assess. What about that moment when you realize you've been saying the name of a drug wrong for the past semester and it's corrected by none only than the attending physician? What about that moment when you're sitting in lecture and the only 3 other males in the class are sitting right beside you and you hear a loud sneeze followed by an even louder noise? That noise does not need to be said. The people who were in class that day know exactly what it was, and the person who don't. What about that moment when you finally got your first attempt at an IV start and the patient asks, have you done this before? Oh yes, don't worry, I've done this plenty of times. To my fellow nurses, that moment when you first assess a postpartum mom. That's all that needs to be said about that. And for everybody, the first time you gave a patient their bath. It was an experience in itself. On a more recent note, what about that moment when everyone was standing around waiting for their patient to go into VTAC or VFib on that code blue simulation? Let's go, let's act, now. And finally, that moment when we get to walk across the stage and receive our Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. On a more serious note, congratulations, guys. We've been through a lot, we've done a lot, and we've learned a lot in the past 2 years. We've been stressed to the max, and we've been stretched to the max. But we've made a lot of friends in the process. And after today, we're all going to be heading in different directions, but I know that since we graduated from the #1 nursing school in the nation, that we are all going to become great nurses. And with that being said, I'd like to leave you with this quote from the movie Patch Adams. When you treat a disease, you can win and you can lose. But when you treat a person, I guarantee you, you'll win no matter the outcome. Thank you very much and good luck with all your future endeavors.